No, no, they have regular cows. Indeed, fully tasting braid, what they do. Braid is the one done with the regular cow milk. Okay, so come olive harvest time, as I was telling you. Labor is divided into two teams. One team goes up on the trees and picks the olives by hand. Transports them into small crates because to avoid the weight, I mean, if the crate is too big, the weight of the upper olives will crush the lower olives, starting the fermentation process that will ruin the quality of the olive oil. By the way, I don't know if you were aware of it, the full ripe olives are black. Green olives are the unripe olives. When do you pick the olives will have a direct impact on both the quantity and the quality of the olive oil. For the personal choice here, they grow, they have three varieties, three species of olives, and they pick them when they are just turning black. So they have black spots in the green body, picked by hand as I was telling you, transported into small crates, and then they will be brought to this press here. This press is a traditional press, of course. The two wheels you see are granite wheels. Stone, because the stone does not heat the olive paste. And granite, because being one of the hardest of the stones, it will have the lowest frequency of replacement, even though these wheels will be replaced every 25, 30 years more or less. We press both the olive and the pit, and the approximate composition of an olive is 50% water, 30% solid matter, and 20% olive oil, which is also contained in the pit. So we press the olive with these wheels. Turn slowly. We have got a blade that pushes. So everything has been clean now in preparation for this year. Everything will be pushed in here, this machine, where a pump will spread the resulting paste, which is a pretty thick paste, on these discs. Now these discs are now made of similar material to nylon, which is compatible with edible use. And we will be spreading a level of approximately 1 centimeter on each of those filters. 1 centimeter will be 0.4 inches. Those discs, you see they're handled by this rotating machine, basically a mechanical arm that picks the dish once the olive paste has been spread on it, and alternates those dishes with those filters with some ways. You see those metal discs on the wall over there? So we have discs and weights. Filters and weights until we reach 100 layers. This cart is then trucked over to this other room where I invite you to follow me. And here we will have hydraulic pumps that press that column of filters and weighs, extracting a mixture of olive oil and water from the olive paste. All that we have left to do is to separate the solid matter. These pumps are needed to separate the solid matter from the liquid matter. Trying to have a conversation here. And then the truck works, yes. And then at the end over there, you have a simple centrifugal machine, which by having spinning at a high speed will separate the oil that is lighter from the water that is heavier. The water, since it has some organic content, will be kept as fertilizer here. The solid matter will be sold to a company that specializes in this, although in the past the solid matter was dried and then used as fuel in the long winter nights. Remember that the lemon tree fears the cold and the freeze. So when the nights were much colder, 30, 40 years ago, because the winters are no longer than the ones used to be, they would light this dried solid matter, which burns slowly, and doing a lot of smoke and increasing the temperature by those few degrees necessary not to lose the crop. This is the new way, but not the newest way, to do the olive oil. I call it new because, as you can see from the dating of the machines, these pumps are exactly 61 years old, 1951. Today, you have olive pressing plants with huge machines bigger than this room, where you throw the olives on one side and you pick up the labeled bottle on the other side. Here, they like to do things a little bit more a traditional way. What was then, if this is new and the big machine is the newer, what was the old way? Same thing, granite wheels have been in usage since the Etruscan times. The granite wheel would be turned by a donkey, precisely. The press, see how they will shovel the olives from the left container into the press. The donkey turning around, blinded so he doesn't lose control, would then press the olives. This would be the hand press for the filters. The filters filter today are made with nylon material well done in hemp. Okay? And we'll see some leftover filters from that age. And guess who pressed the press? Men and women. The gentleman I was exchanging a couple of words with a minute ago, these are his own grandparents making olive oil approximately 1940s.
In this stage, how did they do it back then?
This stage they would spin it by hand.
Yeah,
spinning water and olive oil have different weights, so the only way to separate. Let me also add, olive oil comes out from this faucet, and when it's produced, you will find it to be not perfectly clear, because it still has a few minuscule particles in suspension. It takes about approximately 1 month of decanting for the olive oil to become perfectly transparent, here at least. And then it will have special production batches. For example, they do some olive oil, lemon olive oil, many flavored lemon olive oil that leave the peels in it. Here is that they crush the peels together with the olives, so it has a flavor within the olive oil itself. Questions? Allora, the olive oil is of course an organic product. Wine has some chemical transformations taking place, sugar turning into alcohol and the like. Olive oil is simply juice of pressed olives, and as such it has a finite shelf life. That's why the olive oil fears the light and the sunlight and the frost, and that's why most olive oil bottles are dark green to protect it from the light, and longer term storage is best achieved in stainless steel containers. By law, the shelf life of olive oil will be in the 2 years. So the 2011 olive oil should be best by 2013. But if you keep it well, it will last much longer than that. I just had some 06 oil last year. I was surprised at how good it tasted just because it had been stored properly. Any questions?
Once the oil is open, the bottle is open, how do you store it?
You close it well in the dark.
In the dark?
In the dark.
No refrigeration?
No, not refrigeration, no. Actually, refrigeration will over time damage the quality of the olive oil. Allora, unless you have any questions, when you're